Hey kids, welcome to the Daily Tip. Okay, I don't have a funny name today, so I'm your host, Angelo. There you go. Today we'll lay off the made-up names. I have been getting a ton of questions. Apparently, people are just confused about the facial hair. And the questions are, is this a new and permanent thing? It is a new thing. It is not a permanent thing. It will probably go when the Olympics go. Like I said, this is my tribute to Mr. Apollo Ono. But also, you know, I have nothing going on up here in more ways than one. I'm going to just save you the punchline. Seriously. Aside of the fact that I got nothing going on up here, I've also got nothing going on up here in terms of the follicle matter. So I don't have a lot of opportunity to, you know, change it up. Not that I would, I think, if I had hair. Because when I did have hair back many years ago, you know, it kind of only did one thing. Because I had sort of the white man fro. And it did one thing, and one thing only. But, that being said, this is the only opportunity I have to play with the facial hair, or play with the hair on the head. You know what I'm saying. So, it's not a permanent thing. It'll probably go at some point, and then it'll probably come back in a different incarnation. Maybe I'll have the big, full-on ZZ Top beard. I think that could be exciting for people. And by people, I mean no one. Anyways, okay. Tip of the day, and just a chunk full of information for a lovely viewer named Beth. Okay, tip of the day for February, Tuesday, the 23rd. Pair canned tomatoes with olive oil for a great pasta sauce base. Now, I know what you're saying, but fresh tomatoes are better. They're delicious. I love fresh tomatoes. Love them. Especially if you're making sort of like a fresh tomato, basil, garlic, olive oil, quick sauce in a pan to just put over your pasta. It is delicious. But the reason that I say pair a really great canned tomato is because canned tomatoes, which have been cooked, are more easily absorbed by your body, and they absorb all the really good stuff, like the lycopenes. I believe it's called lycopenes. All the good stuff that your body needs. So it's a better way to absorb those nutrients, plus with a really good, and I mean really good, cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. That combination, delicious. Little freshly grated Parmesan. And here's the deal, my friends. I love a good bargain, like anybody else. But certain things you should save up and just get the good stuff. And I'm talking Parmesan cheese. Really good aged Parmesan cheese and a really good olive oil. You can't go wrong. It's just magical. It really is. It's just a little bit of magic. Okay, so that is my tip for February 23rd on Tuesday, and I have a little secret to tell you. You're watching this, and I'm not in my home as you watch this. I am actually in Tennessee, in Sevierville. I believe it's pronounced Sevierville. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I apologize to all the residents of Sevierville, I believe, if I am butchering your name. I'm there as a speaker, as a guest speaker. The Chamber of Commerce has invited me, and I can guarantee you I'm having a lovely time. I am. I'm sure I am, because I've spoken to a couple of the people there, Laura Long in particular. Hey Laura, I'm actually spending time with you right now probably, who helped arrange this, and it was, and I was excited to go, and I'm excited to be here right now, because that's where I am. And I'll tell you all about it when I get back. I've actually spent a lot of time in Tennessee in the past, and I'm excited to be back. Okay, so let's get to Beth's question that she had. Beth said, I'm going to read you her little email that's on angelohome.com over in the Ask Angelo section. Okay, so on your enthusiastic recommendation, I bought the Domino decorating book, which prompted me to define my decorating style. I've always said that my style is eclectic, but that's a broad term and can conjure up an endless number of images. So I decided to get more specific, and it turned out to be much harder than I thought it would be to label my style. I like comfort, I like character, nothing too shiny, new, or colored boldly. But my home doesn't look like an antique store either. I like a mix. Eclectic, you might say, but eclectic what? Some might say that my style is country, but I don't. Some might call it cottage, but neither of those feel right to me. Thanks for your help, and hopefully during this whole process of images came up, and those are images that Beth sent in of different sections of her room and home. And as you can see, it's really clean, and it's really it's just really simple. And I think what happens is when you look at a phenomenal book like this, it seems like I wrote this book because I'm always promoting it. I had nothing to do with this book, and I do not get a penny from its sales, but I just think it's such a good book. I think when you are looking at books, and a lot of really good decorating books, they do ask you to define your style, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think what you want to be careful of is that when you define something, there is the danger then to stick within that definition. And also when you define something as what seems as specific as country or cottage, certain images get conjured up that feel maybe a little too rigid in terms of where you may be going, Beth. And your style is eclectic. And eclectic does cover so many bases because it could be ethnic eclectic, it could be contemporary eclectic, it could be traditional, it could be country, it could be cottage, it could be all those things. I think that what you are, and I have written it down here, a couple of different things that you can call your style. You can call it modern vintage, you can call it eclectic cottage, you can call it urban cottage, or you can call it contemporary rustic. And the reason that I say all of this is that no one is more correct than another. Because when you define your style, all that really is going to help you do is be used as a jumping off point, a springboard, to look at things within that definition. So if you are eclectic or eclectic cottage or contemporary cottage or whatever it is that you want to zero in on, you can be looking at those items. And what I encourage you to do, and I encourage everybody to do, is look at styles that they normally would not gravitate towards, or styles that they think that they are not, they're not under the umbrella of the way they label themselves. So if you think that your room may not be country or may not be cottage, I would challenge you on that, because based on those pictures, they are the contemporary version of cottage and country and eclectic and modern and urban. So look at those styles and look at some new books that are out there right now about contemporary and urban cottage and country, because they have those looks. They have those really clean, simple looks. They have comfortable furniture. They have the type of furniture you want to put your feet up on, but at the same time they're really sophisticated elements, really sleek elements, very what someone would call contemporary elements. So the definition of style should only be a jumping off point. It shouldn't be this all-encompassing box where you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't move beyond this. It's got to stay within this label that I've given myself. So feel free to play with the label. And it's interesting because Beth, who's from Chicago, my hometown, is a writer, and I've actually seen her blog because she's a friend on Twitter. You can look for her blog on Blogspot. It's called Finding My Voice, and she's a fantastic writer. And here's somebody who's really good with words, but was having a really difficult time defining their style. And I think that's part of what, or I think one of the things that inhibits us from defining who we are in our home is that we overthink it. And we're afraid that if we move beyond a specific style, then we'll get it wrong. And you'll never get it wrong. If once you bring a certain item or design element into your home, if it feels right, it's not wrong, even if it doesn't fall under your umbrella of style. So play with your style, and I hope that helps. That was me being extra chatty. Thank you for watching another edition of The Daily Tip. I will see you guys tomorrow, and unfortunately it won't be via satellite, but I will still be in Tennessee. All right, bye.